Hello and welcome again to the Writer Review. This is Eric Ryder, and this week we're going to be taking a look at the 1986 period drama titled The Mission. Now, The Mission runs for 2 hours and 3 minutes long. It is directed by Roland Joffe. It is produced by Fernando Gia, David Putnam, and Maximo Barrando. The script was written by Robert Bolt. The score was done by Ennio Morricone. The cinematography by Chris Menges, who actually went on to win a Academy Award for Best Cinematography. And it was edited by Jim Clark. And the stars of the movie are Robert De Niro, Jeremy Irons, Ray McAnally, Aiden Quinn, Cherie Lunghi, Ronald Pickup, Chuck Lowe, a very young Liam Neeson, Daniel Berrigan, and Alvaro Guerrero. Now, back in the 1980s, it was regarded as the most creative moment in the history of filmmaking in Hollywood, at a time when remakes, reboots, and lazy acts of recycling old stories and rehashing them as original content was virtually less commonplace than what was given to us in today's movie market. It was a time where news stories were, and the fresh content was given to its audience, and the film industry truly cared about its audience and wasn't just making movies to leak in the money that we see nowadays. What we see in the movie industry is a far cry to the care of craftsmanship that was truly what made the films in the 1980s all the more welcoming in our society. In 1986, under the director who gave us The Killing Fields, Roland Joffe brings us The Mission, which was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including a well-deserved win for Best Cinematography by Chris Menges. It tells the tale of 18th century Spanish Jesuit priests who make it their mission to convert the Guarani tribes in South America, while the Portuguese settlers want to make the Guaranis their slaves. Well-intended Jesuit priest Father Gabriel, played by Jeremy Irons, peacefully makes his mission to persuade the natives to convert to Catholic faith. One such a recruiter is a rebellious ex-slave owner and missionary named Rodrigo Mendoza, played by Robert De Niro, who's seeking redemption after committing to the murder of his own brother Felipe, played by Aiden Quinn, over jealousy and by becoming a vigilante to the natives after they forgave him for his evil ways in the past. He eventually joins the priesthood under the tutelage of Father Gabriel. Everything runs smoothly at first until the Spanish and Portuguese governments intervene, making a standpoint at which the continents they want to make their own, and what was once a Spanish colonization has been governed and taken over by the Portuguese, which is the more of two evils for the Guarani, because they'll likely be used as slaves. And it's not to say that the Spanish are actually doing good by, converting the Guaranis, trying to deprive them of their traditional values because they, in their own selfish point of views, think that Catholicism is the only religion that stands mandatory and everything else is either primitive and archaic. So this is where Cardinal Altamirano, played by Ray McAnally, comes in as a papal emissary who's there to figure out whether the Vatican will go on their mission or sell the natives to the Portuguese for slavery. When I first saw it, I thought to myself, the shooting locations must have been hit with some rough patches, being that the locations were surrounded by rivers, deep forestry, and all the beauty that comes from the Amazon jungles of South America. In spite of such a rare beauty, the outdoor filming can be very unpredictable and can be very dangerous. But hats off to cinematographer Chris Menges for keeping the background beautiful and the setting very authentic. This is a well-earned Oscar win for Menges. One can also not ignore the beautiful soundtrack by Ennio Morricone. And while the soundtrack is beautiful in its delivery and has been praised by critics, I felt there were times when the score didn't fit well in some scenes in the movie. Like the opening act, the soundtrack felt like the music could have been more suited for a thriller genre than a period piece drama. And while the music is something we could easily hum to, there are just some awkward moments where the music doesn't quite match the emotions of certain scenes. In fact, the score was so over the top, it awkwardly feels like a soundtrack you could hear in cartoons. But the more tender scenes fortunately feature more nuanced tones that one could be mesmerized to. It was quite sad that the Academy Awards overlooked the performances by the cast, because each of the performers brought something to the table. Jeremy Irons showed great subtlety as Father Gabriel, who feels that his mission to convert the natives to Christianity should be handled peacefully and not for them to break their traditional ways. So he's just trying to be more moderate and is not trying to, shove the Bible down their throats and see if they can come out of their asses. No, nothing like that at all. He wants to try to balance his Christian faith while at the same time letting them keep their traditions alive. Likewise, Robert De Niro is wonderful as the redemptive but hot-headed Mendoza. Aside from his rebellious demeanor, De Niro also plays a very physically straining performance as during his quest for redemption. He has the complex task of walking along the muddy trails while being attached to heavy metal. Of the actors performed here, there was one who got some recognition come award season. Ray McAnally did go on to win the Best Supporting Actor at the BAFTA Awards for his role as the self-conflicted but very subtle Cardinal Altamirano. So, in the end, I actually enjoyed the movie tremendously. The performances were really good. I thought the characters were endearing. And, I thought it was okay. The cinematography was definitely spot on. The direction was near perfection. The technical aspects of this movie works very well. It's a shame that this movie is just so underrated, because I thought the performers deserved to get one or two Oscar nods. But, and even though I may have been a little bit tough on the score, I still thought it was uplifting in comparison to the rather sad take when it came to the early years of colonization in South America and the conflicts between the Spanish and the Portuguese. But I think it works out very well. At least you could say that the Guarani tribe actually is portrayed in a more humanly fashion and not being treated as semi-primitive. So I think that works out to great effect. So if I was to give this a scale out of 10, I would definitely give the mission an 8. So I guess this is since my writer review. Thank you all for listening in. If you wish to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. If you wish to leave a comment, go right ahead. But just remember the 3 simple rules. Be kind, be courteous, and please refrain from any rude comments. And I will be back again with another movie review. So until next time, this is Zarek Ryder saying, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.